welcome back to Glitter Budget with your hosts, Ann Jeanette.
And Jess,
And in today's episode, we're talking about The Nightmare Before Christmas.
this is Halloween. This is Halloween. La la la.
So, this is an iconic Tim Burton film, not directed by Tim Burton, though.
Nope.
Because, we are including this in our Tim Burton series, but it's kind of like there's a bit of controversy surrounding this with Tim Burton between the actual director, Henry Selick, and Tim Burton. They both like credit each other a lot with the roles that they did have with the movie, but like Tim Burton, it was kind of like he created some of the characters like Jack, Zero, and I think Sandy Claus.
Yeah, it was mainly the storyline, like, and most of the characters, I think. Jesus. But I guess it was a poem, like a short poem that he had done years prior.
Yeah.
I guess when he was watching Halloween merchandise being taken down, but in the process there was like Christmas stuff in with it. So that's kind of where
Which
the
if
idea came from.
you've ever worked in retail, that's just commonplace.
Right.
Yeah, like they kind of put the new decorations up in the husk of what remains of the previous holiday.
It's sad.
Yeah, they don't wait very long. It's literally the day after Halloween. They're like, Christmas! You're like, oh, Jesus. And Thanksgiving gets an end cap.
Oh, yeah. If that.
Yeah. It's better than what poor Hanukkah gets.
That's true. Oh.
Anyway, sorry, Hanukkah. But this movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas, it's directed by Henry Selick. It's written by Carolyn Thompson.
She did the screenplay.
She did the screenplay, just like she had done for Edward Scissorhands, which we had talked about in our last episode.
And Michael McDowell did the adaptation. So it was poem by Tim Burton, adaptation by Michael McDowell, screenplay by Carolyn Thompson, directed by Henry Selick.
The music is still done by Danny Elfman, though. He actually does the singing voice of Jack Skellington, while Chris Sarandon does the speaking voice.
Yep. I thought that was pretty cool. I just automatically assumed.
I could kind of tell that it was a different voice. But for the most part, like growing up, I kind of, like, because I knew Danny Elfman had done the voice of Jack Skellington. I had just assumed that he had done everything.
Yeah.
But to find out that it's Chris Sarandon who was in The Princess Bride as a six-fingered man. So he did the voice, and he was just like, "No, I don't sing." And Catherine O'Hara did the voice of Sally,
right?
Who was in Beetlejuice as the mom.
Yes. So again, pulling all these amazing actors that are known to work with Tim Burton back into making this film that took 3 years to make, 100 staff members to make it. And I guess that was like one of the frustrating things about everyone crediting Tim Burton was that he had only went out maybe like five times over 2 years. So I'd be a little salty too if this guy who was like, yeah, I mean, here's my idea, but you guys make it come to life, was like credited for something that he was hardly
it's kind of like the CEO
in.
of a company taking credit for all the shit that you've had to do for your company, and you're like, wait, you just sat in your cushy office doing jack shit. We're the ones doing all the work.
Yep.
And you're shitting on us for not getting things done in the way that you want. Like, whatever. But it was kind of similar. Not that, Tim Burton was like, you're fucking this up, blah, blah, blah. No, he wasn't like that, but he...
The one thing that he did have, like, an absolute conniption over, though, was, I guess when they were, like, writing it, they were going over kind of... I'm assuming, like, some of the final stuff, but I guess they wanted Oogie Boogieman to, at the end, secretly be...
Dr. Finkelstein.
Yeah,
Finkelstein? The evil scientist.
Yes.
That's how he's credited in the movie.
I guess he, like, had a complete meltdown, kicked a hole in the wall, and was just like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not. And I'm assuming that he had a similar reaction when, in 2001, the mouse was like, hey, let's do a sequel. And he was like, no. He squashed that real quick.
Yeah. I feel like Tim Burton has this thing with any of his movies that he's, like, directly involved with or something like Nightmare Before Christmas, that it was kind of like his brainchild. He's like, there's a purity with it, and that's his word, not mine, that he doesn't want to like tarnish that purity by doing a sequel.
Right.
So same thing with like Beetlejuice. They actually did want to do a Beetlejuice
I want it.
sequel.
Just give it to me. Give it to me, please. Please.
Maybe one day.
It's
But
not gonna happen.
they didn't want to tarnish, you know, the purity of the original
Right.
by doing a sequel, which I can appreciate.
I can appreciate too, but the only reason why like I was so excited and I wanted the sequel to happen was because all the original players wanted to come back.
For Beetlejuice, you're talking
Yes.
about. Yes. Yeah.
So that was the only reason why I was like, yeah.
Yes. Where you're just like, oh, Jonesing for more, man. Give me more.
But
that
no.
hurt.
Did it?
Yeah.
Sounded like it.
It was really hard. I don't know my own strength.
You really don't.
I don't. I almost broke your finger once.
More than once.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
All right.
But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Tim Burton films. It's probably like number 2.
It's pretty pivotal for
Yeah.
me. Like, this was my adolescence, and if you are a millennial, like we are, you grew up with how Hot Topic used to be
Yeah.
before it became. Not that I don't like what it is now.
It's coming back around.
Yeah, but Hot Topic sold out after a point, and they were trying to appeal to the masses, which is fine. You gotta thrive. You gotta try to, you know, keep business going whatever way you can. And I do understand that, but it wasn't what it was when we were growing
Oh,
up.
God,
It was
no.
literally like, it was the huge baggy pants with like the buckles. Everything was black and dark and gothic and spooky, and it was awesome. And really the only thing that they kind of catered to, other than My Chemical Romance and like the other angsty emo bands,
Mhm.
was The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Because that was like the epitome, the apex of angsty emo. I don't know why we all gravitated towards it, other than just the spookiness.
What was the? I think it
Of
was the
it.
spookiness. Like it's a musical, so like the soundtrack to it is amazing
Yes.
and will get stuck in your head. And I guess side note, they were considered making Edward Scissorhands a musical as well.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they squashed that because it would have been the same.
Yes.
But I don't know. It's like it's a love story.
Mhm.
It's just a lighthearted, cute love story between him and Sally, but also I think someone coming to a point in their lives where they're just tired of like the same old thing. Like the feeling of there has to be more.
Yeah.
There has to be more, but also at the same time of like sticking with what you're good at, sticking with your niche, and what you
Yeah.
do have in your current talents like should be enough.
Yeah, that feeling of wanting to do like a reinvention of yourself to try to get that spark back into your life, that zest for life back, and that's something that everyone can relate to.
Yeah.
I think especially angsty teenagers at that time.
Oh, yeah.
Because this movie came out in 1993.
Yep.
Which I was 5 at the time, and you would have been 7.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I watched it literally when it came out, but shortly thereafter, and then I continued to grow up and watch it and love it and enjoy it, and I wanted Zero for myself.
I still want Zero.
And there's kind of like a theory that's intertwined between all of the different Tim Burton-esque movies, between Frankenweenie, Nightmare Before Christmas, and The Corpse Bride. So there is a skeleton dog in The Corpse Bride. So it's supposed to be like
Oh,
Frankenweenie, the dog, is supposed to be the skeleton dog in Corpse Bride, and then Zero in The Night Before
Aw,
Christmas.
that's
That's
so
kind of like
cute.
a fan theory. I don't know. I don't know if it's canon or not, but it's a cute little theory.
It is.
That's you kind of like, you just adopt it because it's so heartwarming.
Yeah.
Because you want that dog to be present in all of the movies.
Yeah. I just never noticed until recently that Zero's nose is actually a jack-o'-lantern.
You never noticed that?
No, I don't
Oh
know
my
how I
God,
missed
so
that.
adorable. It's so adorable.
And I think like everyone who loved that movie growing up has dressed up as either Sally or Jack for Halloween at least once. I know I have, I think twice.
I have just I remember I worked at a movie theater, and it was the first time I dyed my hair.
Oh.
So I was trying to dye my hair like this more kind of, she has like this like deep red, not fire engine red, but like
it's closer to that.
yeah, like more of a fire, and I'm more of an auburny
Yeah.
kind of color. Although I would truly love to be that ginger orange chef's kiss color, but
So beautiful.
you know, whatever. I digress. So I tried to dye my hair that. Ended up being like this weird maroon red. It still looked cool. It was whatever.
Yeah.
But my mom hand sewed my costume.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did.
Oh.
And we did like the puffy paint
Yeah.
on it to do like the different patterns and everything. And I went to work because that was when we were back when companies would let you like dress up for Halloween.
I
and
still do at my job.
Well, you have a cooler company than I do.
Yeah, it's all right.
Not that anyone, if there's anyone I work with that's watching this or listening to this, that like,
CVS
I
is
think
great.
yeah, CVS
It's
is
great.
great. I believe CVS red. But I think some people did actually dress up this past year when I was there, but I didn't know about it until like
Aw.
because I was
You were pretty new then, right?
yeah, it was pretty new, and I was like, God damn it! I wish I had known because Target would not let you dress up. So Target, fun to shop, not fun to work. They don't let their employees dress up. You can wear like Halloween-esque things like earrings and
like the little
headbands and shit
headband,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, but like you cannot dress up, which is sad. But I believe CVS does kind of let you. They don't really say, yeah, dress up, but I don't think they really stop you.
That's good enough.
Yeah. So I feel like because there were people that came on in like full thing. I would definitely like now that we can wear masks all the time. I would go as a plague doctor.
Yes.
I would definitely like if as long as you can still take my temperature through the fucking mask, then win-win, right?
Why not?
Anyway, get back on topic.
Yeah.
Back
all
on
right.
topic.
Sorry.
But yeah, so this was my movie growing up. Like I was obsessed with all the songs. I was obsessed with the, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas culture because that's kind of what it ended up being
Oh,
in a
yeah.
way. And it was like the love story of Jack and Sally. They reference it in a lot of different pop culture. Was
Blink
that
182.
Blink 182?
Yeah.
Like,
We
and
can live like Jack and Sally if we want.
yeah, like there are a lot of different references, and it was just iconic at the time, and still is. There's still, if you go into a Hot Topic, I'll owe you money if you can't find anything Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'll bet you on that. You've been there recently?
They don't have anything?
No.
Go fuck yourself. No.
It's Harry Potter, Supernatural.
Uh-huh.
I think the last couple times I went in there, there was some Disney stuff.
I challenge you. It's still there.
Oh, what else?
It's
I don't know if Hot Topic's open yet, but we'll bet. So we'll follow up on this bet. But I can almost guarantee there's nothing. The last time I was in there, there was nothing.
every time I go, there's something.
Really?
Something.
There's Beetlejuice stuff the last time I went in.
If there's Beetlejuice stuff, there better fucking be Nightmare Before Christmas shit.
During Halloween, yes, I can almost. There's at least one, but non-Halloween, like if they're open now, we'll go up there and we'll see.
I guarantee it's still there.
Well, if they're open,
All right, fine. We're gonna go.
all right.
We're gonna take pictures of either her sad face or my sad face, and we'll do a dollar bet.
All right, that's fair.
That sounds safe,
Yeah.
right? So a dollar bet with either one of our sad faces. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Any hoozle. Back to the story that we were talking about. Nightmare Before Christmas. They used stop motion animation, which is why it took them 3 years to make this movie and why it took so many different crew members to make this movie.
Yeah, I think it was like for 12 seconds, they needed 12 stop motion, like each individual. I actually remember like in high school, I went to a tech high school, so I did commercial art, and we were doing like, I don't know, a week of like animation. So we did like a little very short story, which I think I did like something with a turtle. But I remember we had to draw something like the difference had to be a fourth of an inch per panel for it to like move smoothly.
Yeah.
So I can't like I wonder how many people working on that was like I can't do it, man. I'm just gonna fucking quit. Can't.
I would have been the first to quit. I don't have the patience for that. I don't like I long to be an artist. I just don't have an artistic bone in my body. Not when it comes to
Despite
like
the fact that you were a drama major.
see with that shit I feel like it's different.
It is.
I'll do the acting, I'll be the goofy. This is why I have premature wrinkles and shit like that because my face is always like I do weird shit with my face all the time, which is why my smile lines are so fucking defined. But when it comes to like drawing, when it comes to like doing like playing a musical instrument, that takes a kind of discipline and a kind of patience that I don't possess.
You're right. Yeah.
Like it's I wish that I had it, but at the same time like when you break it down you're like, do you really wish that you had it? No.
No.
Because I just don't think I have that right brain creativity when it comes to that.
That's why like I come up with plenty of shit in my brain. Plenty of different ideas, but I mean I'll go years without putting pen to paper, brush to paper. So I mean I started working on something
I thought
recently.
you said breast to paper for like a hot second.
You don't know.
And I was like,
You don't know what I
"Ooh,
do.
I want to be."
I might put some paint on these things and just like bam, 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 bam,
Have you ever
bam.
seen like the lady that does like the bowls of fruit and shit
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that?
See? It's a thing.
I could do that. Maybe. I would.
People probably pay mad money for that
All
titty
right.
artwork.
Then I found a way so that I don't have to work for a living, other than maybe one day having an OnlyFans page.
Now, I know I started a piece like a month and a half ago, and I started the background recently, like coloring it in.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
she bought $50 colored pencils today
They weren't 50. I spent $22.
on 5.
Prismacolor's expensive.
Yes.
Art supplies in general is fucking expensive.
Yeah. Be on the lookout for our little funny video that we're gonna do where we do essentially our own version of a wine and paint night,
Yes.
just
Yeah.
in the comfort of our little studio, which is not a studio.
No.
But yeah, so
I didn't know though that Tim Burton had worked for Disney though as an artist before he became Tim Burton.
get the fuck out.
Yeah.
No wonder he's damaged.
Yeah, I had no clue. I think that was like he was an artist actually. I think for Disney when he wrote the poem that eventually spurred Nightmare Before Christmas, and they like originally when the movie came out, it was supposed to Walt Disney Presents the whole spiel, but they were like it's too dark, so they did it under Touchstone Pictures.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, yeah, we'll put that subsidiary
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, like they did it, not us, but it's still kind of us if it does well.
Yeah.
But that was this was actually it was rated PG probably because it was so dark. And Tangled was the next musical done by Disney to be rated PG.
Hmm.
Which
Which-
was like that came out in 2010.
Okay.
So,
Really, it's been that long?
yeah.
Shit.
So 17 years later, Tangled came out. It was rated PG, and like to be fair, I've only seen Tangled once, but I don't know why it's rated PG.
We'll have to rewatch it and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll do a Disney series at some point. We might have to make that one longer
Oh,
than
yeah.
most. The same thing with Marvel.
We'll get there.
They are now the same though. The mouse strikes again.
I'm glad though that Tim Burton was able to like squash their idea though of doing a sequel because I guess I think the idea that they were trying to pitch was where Santa Claus came back
Yeah.
to Halloween Land and
That's
no.
no. Well, yeah, he was like, I don't want Jack Jack visits Thanksgiving town or whatever, and
Right,
it's like
which-
that would
and
be
Unfortunately, like if
Dumb.
it had done even just a little bit well, it probably would have turned into that. Like there probably would have been 5
Mhm.
frickin' movies on each
Oh God,
holiday.
yeah.
And I guess like one thing that I didn't notice, which I had to like rewatch and try to pick up, is I guess, when he falls into like the forest and there's all the doors,
Yeah.
there's one for Christmas, there's one for Easter, Thanksgiving,
St. Patrick's
St.
Day.
Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, and then they said there's like a slight glimpse of something that's red, white, and blue.
Yeah, for like the American Independence Day. Can
So,
you imagine the fucking travesty that would have been Jack visits American Independence Day?
I don't want to think about it. It makes me a little vomity. It
Yeah,
makes me nauseous.
that and I almost said Columbus Day, but essentially that's what would have been the Thanksgiving
Right.
one.
I loved how they accidentally kidnapped the Easter Bunny. Is-
Yeah. Oh my God, that was like, oh God, it was so iconic. Kidnapped a Santa Claus. Like it. So fucking catchy. Lock,
Uh,
stock, and barrel.
if you think though, like I mean, it was a very cute like love story. I kind of felt again bad for like Jack's desperation. Everyone loved Jack so much, though they just kind of went along with it to make him happy. But if you think about it, like you have Sally who's kidnapped essentially or been created and just not allowed to leave.
Yeah.
And thank God she can sew herself back together so she can just like jump out of windows.
Yeah.
But you have that, and then you have like the three kids that are just like little fucking gangsters, like hitmen.
Yep.
It like I don't know. There's a weird dynamic in there.
Yeah. I mean it's supposed to be, because it's Halloween Town, it's supposed to be like off color
Yeah.
and dark and dangerous and all that kind of stuff, and they enjoy decapitations and shit like that, and death and everything that's macabre and spooky. And I think that's, if you were emo and angsty growing up, like you had something to relate to,
Yeah.
which is why a lot of people identified with this movie so much. But also that need for, like we had said before, like for love, for reinvention,
Yeah. Creativity.
for creativity and all that kind of stuff. And then just to realize in the end, it's just, be proud of who you are,
Yeah.
because who you are is
Enough.
enough. You don't have to be anything different. You just kind of have to appreciate who you are, which it was a nice subliminal message in there. And I thought that it was like Santa Claus trying to like explain to Jack, that's not how Christmas
Is it
works.
right?
Yeah.
I love like when they were trying to create the toys and some of them were kind of cute,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "No, like put some more blood on here and put this there," and then watching the kids open them,
Yeah.
like so excited on Christmas morning and trying to sneak presents like Christmas night and like just mortified
Yeah.
of what was there. But I think you were saying earlier that some of the toys that they were showing as they were putting them in like their presents and loading them up were from other Tim Burton movies.
Yes, like that was something that we were reading in like the little facts, that there was a sandworm from Beetlejuice. What was it, like a cat and something from
Well, there
hold
was
on.
the duck. So there was the duck that was from Batman Returns, that the penguin, the big one that he crashes the masquerade ball with.
Yeah.
Um, there was those two. Maybe there was a cat for Batman Returns again.
No, it was the penguin's car.
Yeah, that was the penguin.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't think there was a cat.
No, I
Think it
think
might have
that
been
there
a
was
penguin.
one other toy, but there was like a kind of
Yeah. But
like little Easter eggs.
It was
in
like,
there.
like a little like shout out to other Tim Burton movies, which I thought was really cool. There was something else from the Shrunken Head.
Oh yeah,
from
Beetlejuice.
That like waiting room
Yeah.
in the afterlife that was from
It's like
Beetlejuice.
the guy who was a hunter or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I forgot my point.
No,
Well, you should take a shot every time I forget my point.
I would die.
We would.
Like, no, that's a terrible idea. That's just a horrible idea.
It really is. Oh my god. I wanted to bring that up. But the guy who does the voice of Oogie Boogie is Ken Page, who I know from Cats, the musical. That's where I'm getting Cats from. That's where I got
Okay.
Cat from. He played the voice. He played Old Deuteronomy from Cats when it was on West End in London, and they filmed that performance and distributed it in America. And like when I saw him, I was like, oh my god! I would watch Cats, and then I would watch Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm like, it's the same guy. Oh my god, I love it.
I guess they were gonna cast Vincent Price again as the voice of Santa Claus, but unfortunately his health, after his wife had passed, his health started to decline as well.
Yeah.
And then as in the soundtrack, didn't make it to the movie. The soundtrack, Patrick Stewart does like a introduction kind of thing.
Which I do remember that from because I would listen to the soundtrack a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved it so much. Actually, speaking of the soundtrack, Marilyn Manson does a version of "This Is Halloween" that I think I do like more than the regular theatrical version.
There's a lot of bands who did a remake of that. I think his
Yeah.
was just probably like the more popular
the
one.
more popular one.
And then
Fiona-
Fiona did one, right?
Queen?
Corn.
Corn. Okay. No, Corn did God, what the fuck was it? No, it wasn't This Is Halloween.
No,
think
it wasn't. This is
something else.
it was a different song, but I don't remember
Yeah.
what song it was.
I can't remember.
Eh,
but
we'll
I
figure it
know
out.
that Fiona Apple did a cover of the Sally song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it felt way more sexual than it should have been.
Everything she does is super sexualized.
I wonder what happened to Fiona Apple. How is she doing?
I don't know. How are you, Fiona?
If you listen to this fucking podcast. She's not. But if you are, hit us up. We'd love to talk. I loved your work.
Yeah.
I get down and dirty with Criminal all the time.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, I think like be having like a I don't feel like great day in the car, and then that song comes on, you're immediately like some sexual being.
Yep. I'm feeling like a criminal. Yeah, it's all good. So good. Where were we?
I don't know. Soundtrack.
Right. The soundtrack. What about the soundtrack?
People did covers. I think this is where we need to wrap it up.
Yes, we should. But where can you find The Nightmare Before Christmas? It is on Disney Plus. I
What?
know that for a fact when I was searching for Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Because it is well, obviously it is a Disney movie.
Yeah.
So you can find it on Disney Plus, but Edward Scissorhands is not.
No.
So
Oh, Disney Plus then is where you can find it.
where did you watch it?
I own it.
Where there's that too. I think I own it too.
You probably do.
Yeah. I own many movies, but I don't own Edward Scissorhands, which is odd. But
I don't either.
yeah, so if you have Disney Plus, you can watch it on there. If you don't already own it, there's a problem that I have with talking.
I feel like it's just at the end of the episode too.
I don't know. I don't know why. I feel like my tongue just gets tired.
You start to wind down.
It's like, boss, I'm cutting out for the day. Clocking out. I'm done. But yeah, so Disney Plus is where you can stream it. I believe I don't think it's on Netflix or anything because it's Disney. So if you don't already own the DVD,
There you go.
check it out there. And yeah, so if you like our vibe, please like and subscribe and check the description box for all of our other social medias. And in our next episode, we'll be discussing more Tim Burton movies. All right?
All right.
All right. So we'll see you next time, guys. Okay? Bye-bye.